My name is Tyler. I'm 33 years old. A couple years back, I moved out to a place in rural Kansas after I inherited some land from my aunt. She passed away unexpectedly, and since I was between jobs and dealing with a breakup, I figured the change might do me some good. The property sits just outside a little town called Mercer, population maybe 400. It's got a house, a barn, and a bunch of fenced-in fields that haven't been used in years. The nearest neighbor is about a mile down the road. That kind of isolation is peaceful in theory, but in practice, it's different. The house was nothing fancy. One-story farmhouse with peeling white paint and a tin roof that clattered when the wind blew. But it was quiet, and it was mine, or so I thought. The first couple weeks were fine. I spent the days fixing up the place, patching up the barn, cleaning out the attic, mowing grass that hadn't been touched in years. At night, I'd sit on the porch with a beer and listen to the crickets. No traffic, no people, no problems. Then I started noticing something weird. It started with the fence. The barbed wire along the northern field kept getting cut. Not just sagging or rusted through, like someone had clipped it clean. I'd fix it in the morning, and the next day, a different section would be down. At first, I thought maybe it was a coyote or some kids messing around, but there were no tracks, no sign of animals, and no kids out here. One night, around 2 a.m., I woke up to my dog barking like mad. I grabbed a flashlight and went to the back door. He was pacing by the window, growling low. When I stepped outside, the air felt heavy, like the kind of air before a thunderstorm, even though the sky was clear. I scanned the yard with the light. The beam passed over the fence line, and that's when I saw her. A woman. She was standing just outside the fence, barely visible in the glow of the moon. She wore a long white dress, tattered at the bottom. Her hair hung loose and wet, even though it hadn't rained in days. I couldn't see her face, but I knew she was watching me. I called out, "Ma'am, you okay?" But she didn't move, didn't say anything, just stood there. Then, without turning, she walked away, straight into the tall grass and disappeared. I stayed outside another 10 minutes, scanning the field. Nothing. The next morning, I checked the fence. That section had been cut. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was someone from town, maybe a drifter. But every night after that, the dog would bark around the same time, 2 a.m. sharp. And every night, the woman would be there, just outside the fence, always in a different spot. After the 5th night, I called the county sheriff. He sent out a deputy to take a look. Guy was polite, but clearly thought I was imagining things. Said he'd drive by occasionally, but there wasn't much he could do unless someone trespassed. That night, I sat on the porch with a rifle across my lap. I waited. 2 a.m. came. No barking. No woman. But around 2:20, I heard the front gate creak, the one that had been rusted shut since I moved in. I jumped up, heart pounding, and scanned the yard. No one. Then I saw something move, not by the fence this time, but by the barn. I moved toward it with the flashlight. As I approached the side of the barn, the beam caught something written in the dust on the door. It wasn't there earlier that day. I backed away, locked every door and window, and didn't sleep that night. The next day, I drove into town and asked about the property. That's when I met Mrs. Riggins, the town's librarian. When I told her where I lived, she got real quiet. She told me the house used to belong to a woman named Lila Grange, local schoolteacher. Lived alone after her husband died. One night, she went missing. Folks searched for days. Never found her. Rumor was she'd gone mad after her baby died in childbirth. Some said she walked out into the fields and never came back. The fence was put up after that, to keep her in, as people joked, but no one ever moved into the house after. Until me. That night, I left every light on. I didn't care about electricity costs. I just wanted to feel safe. At 2 a.m., the lights in the house went out. Every single one. I grabbed my flashlight and the rifle and stood in the hallway, heart pounding. I could hear the wind outside, the creak of the tin roof, and then footsteps, not on the porch, inside the house. I aimed the flashlight toward the living room. Nothing. Then I heard it again, behind me. I turned, and she was there, the woman, just standing at the end of the hallway. Her face was still obscured, but I could see her dress, soaked and clinging to her like it was underwater. I raised a rifle, but before I could do anything, she was gone. Just gone. No footsteps. No sound. Just air. That was the last straw. I left the house that night, drove all the way to my cousin's place 3 towns over. Haven't been back since. I had my lawyer put the place up for sale, and I never looked back. They say country living is peaceful, but out there, in the dark with nothing but fields and silence, you hear things, you see things, and some things never leave.